from my Grandma Fanny's diary, July 31st, 1942. Today, Anime and I picked lima beans for supper. In the evening, we all went over to John Nisley's for a boat ride.
Good morning, everyone, and today you find me in the kitchen because we have some canning to do. Hi everyone, welcome to Homestead Tessie, and today I'm going to show you how I can my vegetable soup. As you see, I have a lot of zucchini as well, and I'm going to be making more of my relish, but I already did a video on that, so I won't be sharing how to do that today. But today I'm going to show you how I make vegetable soup, and each time I make it, it's a little bit different. And we're going to can the soup using just ingredients that I have. I found this number 10 can in my pantry, so we're going to use that. A can. And here I got on Amazon a large can opener to handle these big large cans. And this is the first time using it, and it's actually really easy. Very inexpensive and works great for all these large cans. So there we go, we have our can open. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put our can of crushed tomatoes into our large kettle. Now this, I'm going to use this can for something on a project this week. So I'll be glad for that large can. The Dollar Tree has the beef broth that I get. So I'm going to use about 4 or 5 of these small beef broths. They're not quite a quart. We're going to put all that in first. And then I will add my last beef broth if I feel like the soup needs more liquid. So we have our soup liquid. Now we're going to add some green beans that I washed and cleaned from the garden. We're going to add some carrots that I washed and cleaned from the garden. So a lot of this soup is going to be stuff from the garden. That's what really makes it good. Now I have a few more green beans that I picked the other day, so we need to clean them and we will add them. Also, we have a bunch of cherry tomatoes. We're going to clean them and we're going to add them as well because they cook really nice in a soup when it's pressure canned. These have already been washed. It's very early in the morning, and so I want to get this started before the heat of the day sets in. And this is a wonderful way to use up little bits of food that you have, which all of you share with me how your grandmother and your mother used to cook this way. Cook with things that were in the refrigerator. Alright, I'm going to finish adding these green beans here from the garden, and then I'll get back to you and show you what else we're going to put in our soup today. So I went to Aldi, and for $1 a bag I got corn. I cannot grow corn here in the homestead because we have too many deer that love to eat our corn. So I got 2 bags of corn we're going to add to it. So far my soup only cost me about $5 for all of this soup. I only bought the broth and the corn. And then I have some peas that I'm going to put in. So that is what it's starting to look like. As you see, I'm not adding any potatoes. That's because I'm going to show you a little bit of a surprise at the end of this video, what I'm using to replace the potatoes. If my zucchini was small, I would use a zucchini in here as well. But all of this zucchini is rather large. Let me see if I can cut a couple small pieces off the end of this one zucchini. I don't want big seeded zucchini slices in it because then it turns to mush. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use a couple small slices at the end of this one zucchini. Too much zucchini will turn your soup into more of a mush, and I do not want that. So that's about as good as it's going to get with the zucchini because they're all really big. Now I'm going to look in my refrigerator and see if there's anything else I can use to add in here. I normally would use cabbage, but the cabbage was really expensive. When the soup is finished canned, you can always add some ground beef to it, and I'm going to show you what we're going to put to it at the end. Since this soup has no meat in it and also has no beans in it, this soup can be canned in quarts at 11 pounds pressure for 35 to 45 minutes. I'm going to can it for about 40 minutes. So now we're going to go and put this soup on the stove. We're going to heat it up really good, and then we're going to put it in our jars. We don't have to cook anything till it's soft. All we want to do is heat it up so we don't put it in our jars cold. Now the soup is heating up, and it's going to take about a half hour or so. But I'm using a half a cup of my homemade spice mix. This is salt-free, but has a lot of onion. It has a lot of all kinds of seasonings in it here that I made on the Homestead. So a half a cup seems like a lot, but we have a lot of soup here. So this would give me about 2 cannerfuls, so 14 quarts I'm expecting to get of soup. Got 10 quarts already jarred up, and we're going to jar the rest of it. And I'll get back to you when we fill up the jars. A lot of broth, but wait until I'm done canning with it, and I'm going to share with you what we're going to put with this soup to make it a complete meal. So now what we're going to do is we're going to clean off our rims, we're going to put our lids on, and we're going to pressure can it at 11 pounds pressure for about 35 to 40 minutes. Remember, we can pressure can it at 35 to 40 minutes because 1, there is no meat in this soup, and 2, there is no beans in this soup. Whenever you add meat or beans, then you have to pressure can it for 90 minutes. You must make sure you look in your book and know the different time limits on the different foods that you can. So strictly vegetables like this and a broth like this without meat or without any kind of beans can be canned at a shorter period of time. Soup. It turned out perfect. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do once this soup is already cooled off. Now I have 10 meals for pennies a jar. But that's why I had so much broth, because we're going to add noodles as our starch instead of the potatoes. So there you go, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Bye! So what I did is I tied about a half a cup of noodles and put them on each quart of soup. So all I have to do is put the soup on the stove, add the noodles, and I have a really good nutritious meal. And that is why I omitted the potatoes. So the starch is going to be noodles for some of these soups.